So today we have Cindi Holland who is speaking, going to give us some of her experience of how she's been working with parties and moving on with her life since she's left the Federation. She is now the Michigan chapter president of the Veterans for America's First. She's a great gal. We appreciate that she made the trip out here to help us do our event today. Cindi?
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the applause and thank you all for coming out. So one of the things that I wanted to start with, which I had a conversation about that as we were preparing for the event, is whether you guys were going to fill out paperwork to become precinct delegates. But I understand there's a rift going on here in the county. So don't fear, because I will tell you that most of my political activism has happened outside of the Republican Party. And I've had a lot of success working outside of the Republican Party. You have a lot more leeway, a lot more freedom, and a lot less pressure from leaders to do things the way they want you to do it. So working outside of the party is a great way to get move the needle in the right direction. And groups like this is very important in that effort. So so I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. There's a lot of things that you can do to help grow your club. And one of those ways is personal interaction with the public. And I always, when I first started doing these kinds of things, I actually made flyers. So whatever the issue, the topic of the issue was at that time, I would write up something. I would refer to sources, not articles from news agencies, but actual sources. And I would add them into that letter. And then I would go door to door and I would knock for the candidate that I was supporting at that time. And I would hand them that literature so that would help educate them on what was actually happening. And hopefully to encourage those people to also stop listening to the mainstream media and go directly to the sources. Because a lot of times you will find the mainstream media will give you little tiny nuggets of truth and a whole lot of opinion. And that's the ideal of that, is to shape the opinions and sway public opinion. And a lot of times you'll find that if you go to the source, that actually says something much different than what that news article had said. So I encourage you guys to maybe, you don't have to go door knocking. If you can get a list, go to the yellow pages, you can get a list of people in your district and get their addresses. You can write letters and mail them through the mail. It's not illegal to do that. But you do have to put down at the bottom a disclosure that who you are, so that they know it's not an elected official who are sending those letters out, because that would be illegal for them to do. If you're just doing it as an informed, concerned citizen, that's how you would sign that letter. And that would let them know that you're just a neighbor or somebody else in the public, a general voter just like they are, and these are your concerns. That's one way of helping to grow your club, because you could also list your club in those letters. You can make flyers, mail them out the same way, or you could even door knock if you have the ability to door knock, because that is actually more effective, because that personal interaction means a lot to people, especially when you're talking about politics. They are getting sick and tired of, you know, the narratives, and, you know, people say this and people say that, and there's no personal interaction. They feel like it's just, you know, they're just being talked to, not talked with. And people want to have their input. They want to be heard too. So when you have those personal interactions, you have more chance of getting that person on your side. So, and when I say on your side, I don't mean your side between you and, like, the other thing that's important about these groups, as I have always stated before, with I don't have a problem with different groups popping up, because because we're all working towards the same goal. And not everybody feels like they belong to, let's say, maybe Turning Point, because their demographics look a certain way. Maybe I don't fit into that group, so I need to find another group that I fit into. So having multiple different groups isn't a bad thing. It could be very good, because that's how you draw more people in, educate them on the issues, get them on point, and then you all work towards that same goal.